So welcome, this is The Echo in the Hills. This is a poetry slam from Appalachian Independent newspaper. So we got a grant from the Maryland Humanities Council, and we're putting on a project this year called One Vision, Many Voices. And the idea at the core of the project is to get people in the community to think more about what it is we really value about our community. And granting those things, how do we embrace those? How do we hold on to those? How do we magnify and grow those while working towards becoming a healthier, more sustainable society as well? Okay, without further ado, you don't have to put up with too much more of us from Appindie or One Vision, Many Voices tonight, because we have a host. Ladies and gentlemen, Alan Wolf!
Yes! Big, broad, booming bass, the big hoppy thumping by, taffy pulled in a Doppler, sound. Everybody say, sound, sound. After which little Leo grows into the world, 1/4 human, 3/4 corn crop. To the man who saw me point in play the barrel of a .22 at my brother, and knowing how life dances upon a fickle fingertip, swung his leather sole against my soft city backside. Who could have guessed a man so slight would wield this mammoth foot, the foot of Paul Bunyan? It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter what color your skin is. It doesn't matter who you're going to vote for in November. Sort of. We're all on the same boat, literally. But we got to remember that there's only so many lifeboats, and we got to make as much room as we can.
Thank you. It's called The Landlocked Blues. To all those in the room who sometimes wish to ditch their shoes on the hot days and drip down the Appalachians like sweat down a nose, to Myrtle, Corolla, even Naples, the Keys, to steep their tired feet in diamond dust sand or crawl out over the sea, to sing softly with a salty breeze as it swims around the ankles, dancing in a cooler sun. To all those in the room who ever crooned the tune of the Landlocked Blues, I have good news for you. I found the ocean, and it's less than 2 miles away from this exact location. It takes a little imagination, but if you have any, here's my recommendation. Take the kids, take the wife, the girlfriend, whoever, to the laundromat behind the food line around 8 p.m. or whenever, it doesn't really matter, just so long as the sun's out of sight and the night has just enough light to bruise the scenic view into a soft blackish blue.
In the glade above the mists, a thousand tiny red mushrooms feast on the corpses of tulip trees, shrouded in rhododendron, fern, and fog. I find a baker's dozen stones, chiseled into points, like the prehistoric shark's tooth I pulled from the stream downhill.
Our most esteemed Pennsylvania Senator Klingrap stuck to an original story and argued that deforested lands were burnt to help the land replenish ashes. He added the myth of lost water was pure fiction. Just that.
Then a shoplifter ran across the street, followed by a cashier. Then a choir of breaks emphasized by the percussion of a body contacting a car fender. Then sobbing. And eventually sirens. We were there, a crowd of us, and among us may have been the thief who had slipped back to see what had happened, some bauble, who knows how much it was worth, in his pocket that he fingered. Then heard sirens cresting Little Savage Mountain, and knew I had this one opportunity to make something, even if I can't say what. Make something right again.
Sometimes I wonder what would have become of me if instead of sending me off to school, they'd have let me play outside. I remember when I was a child, there was woods behind our house that I never wanted to leave and I thought went on forever. Well, I've been back since, and I know now you can see through to the other side, but even if you'd have shown me then, I'd have known that you were wrong. Because sometimes the woods go on, if only in your mind, because they have to, and if they don't, then dreams are dead, and what's the point?
The soothing sound of silence, amidst the mix of elements, the precious series of sequence, and Appalachian independence, hard as the rocks holding us together, scarred but stronger than the flesh severed, endless winters and severe weather only carves up the canvas of the mountain's grandeur.
That afternoon among poplars and aspens I found it shrouded among fallen leaves, feathers like dandelion fluff dispersed by the wind's breathy wish.
I may be one to dramatize, but I don't think we realize the trouble that we're in. With the bus bombs and oil wars, and when it rains, it really pours.
I like to sometimes sit on the stoop over by the old Susquehanna Bank and just kill time when I'm bored. So that's what this is about. It's called Susquehanna Stoop. When I can't find much else to do, I leak out of my apartment and puddle on the stoop. I find it incredibly easy to spend an hour or two there, compressed on concrete stairs, blowing smoke into the air. Sometimes I count cars with a subcategory specifically for those that bomb down Broadway in the wrong direction.
Run. With the legs that you were given, run like the wind. Run to the mountaintop and run down again. Run through the forest with your bare and bleeding feet and feel the earth that you came from as it passes underneath.
When you sing, I count each S and grab them from the air. I steal them, slip them into my pocket where they become capitalized. When you sing, you are a rose with glass petals that fall, that I sweep up, that get thrown away, that can never grow back.
This is meant to be relentless, no more second chances. Sitting on the bench, fist clenched to rise and get frantic. Knock him out senseless and bring on the damage. Release the savage, chained in his cages. My brain is incaving. My lips are inflaming. My veins burst with gasoline. This verse screams hatred. The content of enslavement. I can't take it, goddammit. Carnage, massacre, bring on the flood. Masters are judged and the fourth world's crushed. We're lost and lost as we dance in blood, and in the end we return to dust.
8 and a 7.5. And Mimi, we have a 6.8. An 8.3. Close. This is really close. All right. With a 63.3, we have Corey Oglesby. With a 64.3, we have Gabriel Ichabern, and then in first place so far with a 66.8, Andrew Wilk.